Yeah, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. First off, a huge thank you to my subscribers for all the support and the personal messages. I am honored by your trust. Thank you so much. Now, if you're willing to put in the work, I know that we are going to achieve great things here together. So, listen, let's just get one thing straight, right? No matter how much you learn your technical analysis, no matter how much you know how to read the charts, it's only a fraction of the battle, right? You can read the charts perfectly like a pro, but if your risk management and your psychology, if they are not on point, that means you're setting yourself up to fail. So you have to treat trading like a professional business, and then it will pay you like a professional business, right? So no matter how much I teach you here, and no matter how much you learn online, right? For those of you who have paid mentors or who are learning from YouTube, it's on you to stay patient. It's on you to know how to journal your trade, right? You have to learn how to journal every missed trade and also every trade that you take, right? You want to know how much your trading system presents itself every single day, right? You want to journal your emotions. You want to journal how you feel before, during, and after every trade. Like you want to be very professional about this business, right? So it's not just about learning how to analyze and knowing all the patterns and all, right? If it were just about the technical analysis, trust me, many of you would have been um, very profitable already, right? So with that out of the way, um, I was doing some work this morning and I thought I should share some insights with you guys this morning, right? Okay, so let's get going. I'm not going to say something anything new. It's basically, if you've been following my videos, you know it's just one system that I can guarantee you it works every single day, every single time, if you know how to look for it. So basically, you can see some of my charts are already marked. Yeah, so this is Friday's candle. Today is Monday, the 23rd of March, and we can see that there's a sweep here very clearly, and not just that, um, this Friday's candle was rejecting from this open close key level here. It was also rejecting from this A-shaped key level here, and then there is also a sweep. And so this was how we closed on Friday. And so anybody who has been following me should be up already anticipating, an opportunity to short the market. Now, listen carefully to what I said. I didn't say you should wake up on Monday and just, click on the sell button. No, you were anticipating or searching for an opportunity to confirm your sales, right? And so one of the things you want to look at is you want to see if you have a break of structure on your 4 hours. Of course, it's quite, if you've been following me, you know how I trade is very simple, but there's so much to it though. So let me take all these out of the way. Yeah, so is there okay, so this is the Friday's candle, right? This is the Friday's candle, and right now we're in the 4 hours chart. So can we find a break of structure to the downside that should give us more like an added reason for us to look for a sell? So when we go to the lines chart, what can we find? I don't know how many of you can spot a break of structure to the downside, but if you look very clearly, you would, of course, okay, let me explain something, right? Let me explain something. I'm giving you guys a lot of information for free. So let's assume, or let me just take this out and go to the chart. So yeah, so let's look at this candle, right? I hope you can see my mouse. This is a bullish candle and this is a bearish candle, and so together they created an A-shaped key level for us. And you remember that a key level is created when the closing point of a price interacts, when it lines up with the open of the next candle. So this bullish candle, it opened here, it went lower, it traded higher, got to this high, and then it closed here. So this is the close, and then the next candle opened here, right, and went higher, traded lower, and closed here. So this is the open of the first candle and this is the close of the second candle, creating for us a key level, right? So the open, close, creating a key level. Why we have something here, a close, open, creating for us what? A V-shaped key level, right? So close, open, here also close, open, right? Beautiful. And so when this candle breaks this level, this close, and open level, when this bearish candle, trades through it, we say that there is a break of structure, right? Yes. And so, having explained this, let's get back to this point and ask ourselves, was there any break of structure? Is there anything we can consider as a break of structure, right? So this is now, okay, let me just be very transparent with you guys. This is a close. This is the close of this candle, right? We're in H4, remember. So this candle opened here and closed here, right? And then the next candle opened here and closed here. So we have an open close key level here. Of course, it means close, open, close key level, you understand. But this candle did not, I think in one of my classes, I showed you guys how to trade continuation, right? I don't know how many of you have watched the video. And so this is a key level that price did not get to. But guess what? Here we have a close and here we also have an open, right? Price didn't get there. But this other place we have an open, we have a close and we have an open. So there's an open close key level here, and see what this H4 candle did, right? It kind of like it traded through it. And so you can count this point as a break of structure in the H4 time frame, confirming for us that we are going lower. So let me come back to the daily chart. We had a sweep here. We had rejections from key levels. We had a sweep. This Friday candle swept the high of Thursday, right? And so we go to H4 to find a break of structure to the offside, to the downside, and I just explained to you why this can be considered a break of structure to the downside. And since we have a break of structure to the downside, if you've watched my other videos, you should know how to, position for a sell in the market. And again, I did another video on the ASM the Asian sweep model, right? If you've watched my previous videos, you should know how to get in on this trade. When you go to your this gray area shows the Asian session, right? And so this is the um, Asian, the most recent Asian session. You can see how the H1 candle swept the high of this previous candle, giving us an opportunity to enter. Gave us an opportunity to enter. So this is your first entry here. This is your first entry here. This is your first entry here for a 1:4. 1:4. So this is your first entry here. But just in case you missed this entry, just in case you missed this entry, if you have watched my previous video, I think was it the last video or the second to the last video where I was teaching on how to enter if you have missed the first entry, right? So the same principle, right? The same principle. So we have candle 1, and then we have candle 2, creating for us an open close key level, right? You want to anticipate that the price will trade here and give you a continuation entry. It's that simple. You want to see this happen. So assuming this is your H1, assuming all this is playing in your H1, and like from experience, the best place to look for a continuation entry is on your H1, right? So let's see how it played here. And if you can see, I had my entry here because it was the continuation I traded, right? So let's take this out of the way. So we've missed the first entry because, you know, if you're in Nigeria, this is about 2 a.m. in the morning. So some of us might be asleep, right? So, but let's assume we missed this, right? So let's look at how can we enter. How can we enter again? So this is the first candle, the second candle gave us an open close key level, right? The price didn't get there, so we have another one here. Price didn't get there, and then we have another one here. So guess what? You can see this after this candle closed. You want to anticipate an entry here. You want to anticipate an entry here. You want to anticipate an entry here, right? And then your stop loss must cover the high of the first candle. So this is the first candle, this is the second candle. You want to anticipate an entry here. So your stop loss must cover this high, right? And we're going for our 1:4. 1:4, and we smashed it, right? And so let's assume you missed this one. So you want to check open, close, no reaction from here. Here, see what the price did. It almost got to it, and then it traded down, right? Now this is another key level. What's this? This is another key level, right? So this is the close of the candle and the opening of another candle, giving us a key level to the upside here. Right? But before I explain what I want to explain, now there was a news that occurred here. So see where the price came and then it started dropping again. At that first place where we had the continuation entry here at this open close key level here. Of course, we were already in the trade here, but after this whole spike to the upside, it got back to the entry point and started dropping again, right? And guess where it didn't get to? Remember I told you that if you're going to be entering here, you want to try as much as possible to cover the high of the first candle. So this is the first candle, second candle, and then we are entering here. So this is a 14 pips stop loss, and then we traded lower 1 to 4, right? So let me clear all this. Now, here is one way to kind of like, because of course we understand that this is a continuation entry. So we have already framed our bias, right? From the daily to the 4 hours, we know that we are going down, right? And so we have missed the first entry. We're trying to see where to enter, right? Yeah, so here is one way you can play with your entry so that kind of like you are more precise, right? So remember, this is where we enter. Okay, now this is the first candle, right? So just take note of these markings because I'm going to go to the lower time frame. This is the second candle, right? And so some of us can, place our entry here, set a limit sell there, right, and cover the high of the first candle, right? So this is what some of us can do. Now some other persons, maybe because they are not used to this and they want the chart to give them, more like they want an extra confirmation that the price is going down, right? So you could go to the 5 minutes and look for more like an engulfing candle on the 5 minutes. So remember that this is the first candle that we boxed. This is the second H1 candle that we boxed, right? Now, or even the 1 minute, right? Or even the 1 minute. I just want to show you something. So this is where this is the second H1 candle, right? So you can see that there's this line here was where you were looking to enter for a short, right? I hope I'm not confusing any of you guys because I'm trying to be very transparent and to break it down for you guys, right? So this is the first H1 candle, this is the second H1 candle, right? And this line marked the open close, the key level we're looking to trade from. And I explained that for some of us, we want to just, set a limit sell there and then want to cover the high, right? Want to cover the high. That's the high of this first candle, right? Of course, this is H1, so we're not expecting that the next candle will trade above this high. So this is like a safe place for us to place our stop loss and then want to trade lower for a 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, depending on your experience and other things. And I'm trying to explain now that for some of us, we want to also see that, okay, there's a sign after the second H1 candle. We want to actually see that, yes, the price is going down and then we enter. So that will give us much more confidence, right? And so when this H1 candle has ended here, right, you can see, let me make it a little bit bolder. You can see the bullish, bearish, bullish, 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 and then we see this bearish right on that key level. We see the bearish, bearish, bearish. Do you understand? Bearish, bearish, bearish. And so this is in the 1 minute though, but we have already framed, we know what the bigger picture is. And so this is more like telling us that, oh, price is reacting in line with our prediction, our analysis is reacting. And so someone can decide to enter here, not directly on the line. Now enter here, and now because the price has already given you that initial reaction that the price is going down, there will be no need to draw your stop loss to the same place you would have if you had entered with a limit sell. I hope you understood the explanation, right? Yeah, so it's either you do this on the 1 minute, or you can also do that on the 5 minutes, right? Like I said, it's all about understanding the psychology of price, right? You want to understand what's going on, right? So this is the 5 minutes, right? So this is the last candle, the last 5 minutes candle. So this is the last 5 minutes candle, right? So this is the first candle that begins the hour. So this is the first H1 candle, this is the second H1 candle. So you can see this candle begins, and it begins what? With a bullish and with a bearish engulfer rather, right? So you can enter here, or sometimes some persons would need an extra confirmation, and then they enter at this at the close of this, this second bearish candle, and so you can see this bearish presence telling us that the sellers are in, and you can also enter here, and in this case it doesn't make any or let me just say, because I don't like to generalize things in trading, right? So but if you're going to still be stretching your stop loss, you're increasing from 14 pips stop loss to 20 or 21 pips stop loss. So if that makes you feel safe, fine. If you want to do a 1:3, that's fine. But in my own books, if I'm going to be doing this, then there's no need for me to draw my stop loss to that height, right? I'll just leave some room above this second H1 candle, right? I'll just leave some room. So maybe 12 pips is fine. 12 pips is fine. And so I go back to my H1 to yes, to set my 1:4 target, and so you can see it play out, right? So I don't want this video to be very long, but same thing happened in AJ this morning. You can see my markings, it happened in AJ. So very quickly, there wasn't any sweep, but you can see that there was this open close key level, and then there was this rejection, and this was how the price closed, right, on Friday. And so when you go to your H4, you want to see if there's a break of structure to the downside, and very clearly you can see that there is a break of structure here, right? Again, we see that there is this this key level, right? The same explanation I gave you in the other one, right? And so the price broke it here on the H4, and then we're looking for opportunities to short the market, right? And for continuation entries, right, you can see it happen here. Let me take this out of the way, right? So you see the open close key level, price didn't get here, open close key level, price didn't get here, open close key level, price didn't get here. Now this is the open close key. Okay, yeah, let me just take some time to explain something very I'm giving you guys a lot of things here, right? But let me just explain something, right? So very quickly, because I don't want this to get very long, right? So this is open close, right? Price didn't get here at first. So of course I took this trade was taken before this spike to the upside, right? So just don't consider all this, right? Because 1:4 was already hit before all this happened. Okay, so this is open close key level, price. You see price almost traded to it, but it didn't get there, right? And so rules are rules, you don't just jump in. So this is open close, right? Price didn't get there, right? Now this is open close key level, and the first H1 candle got open, close, and you see the next H1 candle price got here, right? Beautiful. Now remember what I told you about how to set your stop loss, right? You get in here and then you want to make sure that you cover the high of the first candle. So I'm taking this out of the way, taking this out of the way, right? And so we have candle one. Okay, just for the sake of those who don't understand, let me just give you the box. So candle one, candle two, right? Candle one, candle two. So notice how that if we had entered here, right, after this candle two, we set our limits here. Okay, you see that the price triggered and then the price traded higher, right? But guess what? The price did not get to our, our protection price level, right, where we set our stop loss, right? Price didn't get there, right? And did it give us a 1 to 4? It didn't give us a 1 to 4. Now that's why I was trying to explain something about, you know, getting an entry from even a lower time frame. Like you want to see the behavior, you want to see how price would behave um, when the price is going higher. You want to see the behavior of price, right? And so if you see that the price is still kind of like, still trading higher, of course you know that all this point is your point of interest, right? All of this is your point of interest, right? So let me just expand this a little, right? You see all this is your point of interest, price going, you know but notice that at this point we started having a stronger what's it called, bearish presence, you know telling us that, oh, these guys are beginning to sell the market, right? So even when you're not fully convinced here, right, and then the price trades higher again and also breaks this structure again, you know that means you can enter. Let me take this out. That means you can actually enter somewhere here, but then there's no need again to draw your stop loss, all the way high, right? Because price has given you everything it needs to tell you that the price is trading lower, right? So I hope this explanation makes sense, right? So that you don't waste pips because you want to be very careful, right? But then it depends on you. If you want to if you're okay with just a 1:2, 1:2.5, that's fine with you, right? But I like doing a 1:4 so that in the instance of losses, right, I know that I would have to take a good number of losses before anything bad happens, right? And so just two wins, it is very good for my account size and all. So I just want to stop here. I hope you guys learned. Kindly comment on the comment section if you learned anything or if I made sense to you, right? Of course, I know that there are some people who will understand, and then for some others this is totally new to them, but it's still fine. So you can always communicate with me privately if you need any extra assistance. All right, so I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for your time, and God bless you all. And please always remember to put God first in your trading, because trust me, the Holy Spirit can teach you a billion times better than anybody in this world can teach you. And the interesting thing about the Holy Spirit is that whilst I'm talking, He's using my words to teach you something even deeper, right? And the truth is that I learned from a lot of resources online, paid resources, free resources online, but the most important things I learned on my own. My teacher was the Holy Spirit. The most important things I learned, because at the end of the day, trading is a personal game, right? It's a personal game. The person who is teaching you has a totally different mindset, upbringing, psychology from you. So as much as you're learning from them, there are certain things that you cannot teach. And that's the truth. There are certain things you cannot teach, but then the Holy Spirit knows you, He knows your makeup, He knows everything about you, right? And so He can, like, He knows the best strategy for you, and He knows how best He can teach you to communicate. Like, if you watch my trading, you see sometimes I always like to draw like a box around a particular candle, so that when I go to the lower time frames, I kind of like look out for certain things within that box. You know, I never saw this from anybody. So that's how well the Holy Spirit can teach you, right? So again, like I said, thank you so much for your time. God bless you all. I'll be ending this video now.